like I know what He's done for me. I tell you that you don't know like I know what the Lord has done. Yes, sir. Can I say it again? You don't know like I know. Yeah. You don't know like I know how love set me free. And you don't know like I know what He's done for me. I tell you that what love was done. Good God Almighty, yes sir. When I was in trouble and when I went astray, the Lord took all of my burdens and rolled them away. He gave me back my joy, put peace within my soul. He gave me all of my happiness that the devil he stole. Well, I tell you that you don't know like I know what He's done for me. You don't know like I know how the Lord set me free. And you don't know like I know what He's done.
Welcome back to the Watchman. Like I said before, check this out, good people. All day long. See, first of all, this here, Mondays, my hair is acting up. Mondays are my Sabbath. And all day long, my internet was acting fine. My internet was doing fine. But as soon as I go to broadcast, the internet acts up. I'm not claiming anything at the moment, but my internet was acting up. It was doing fine until I went to broadcast. Go to broadcast, it's acting up. I want to say welcome once again to my fellow watchman, Vincent Gridiron. Bless you, man of God. Lanika, girl, your name. Sister Robinson, church niece, bless you. Thanks for coming in. My son, Deonovan, thank you for coming in. But, like I said, my internet was active, it was doing fine until I went to broadcast. You right, brother Gridiron. That's how the devil operates. Because I've been getting so much positive feedback on these episodes that the devil is pissed at what's going on. He don't want God's people to be informed. He don't want God's people to know the truth. So therefore, let's do some housekeeping here. I ask you guys to share and to like this broadcast, to share and to like this broadcast, share it on your page so that some others can also benefit from these teachings as well. Let them also know that they can go to YouTube, up right here. They can go to YouTube and see past episodes. If they have not seen any of these episodes, or if these episodes get too far ahead of their mind in their thought process, they can go back and watch past episodes on YouTube and get a better understanding of what's going on. But Xavier, welcome, little brother. Bless you for coming in, man. Hey, I like your tenacity. I like how you growing up, my friend. Your mother doing a great job with you guys. I appreciate her for sticking in there and hanging in there as a mother, single mother. But I also want to say that I am a firm believer in Jesus Christ. I know that he has died for me. I know that he has rose for me. I know that he have all power. So therefore, in saying that, I cannot be persuaded no other way. I come across some Hebrew Israelites every Saturday on Westport, and we laugh and joke now because they know that I can't be changed, and I'm not trying to change their way of thinking. So they just come to me man to man, not Hebrew Israelite to Christian or to Hebrew Israelite to a disciple of Christ. They come to me as man to man because they know that I have given them some things that they made them go home and research and think. So, in saying that, let's move right along in this broadcast. The phone lines are open. The phone number is 816-200-0078. Like I pinned it in the bottom of my feed down here. And there's also above my head right here, scrolling across the screen. The phone lines are open. This is what I'm going to do this week. If anybody have a question with what's going on and how things is happening, go ahead and give me a call. I'll put it in the comment box. Because I had a discussion with my niece today, and once again, and she was saying that these teachings may be above some people's heads. Well, like I was trying to explain to her that if it is above some people's heads, they can go back to past episodes for one and look at past episodes and get some of the teachings from the past episodes, or they could ask the question if they wanted to. Looks like my feed is freezing again. Man, see? Okay, on my end, okay, it came back up. Now, there'll be no profanity. You can ask any question you want. Like I said, I don't know everything. I'm not proclaiming know everything. Renville Bell, man of God, bless you for coming in, brother. Bless you. Another watchman on the wall. Now, I'm not proclaiming to know everything, but if I say something and you fact check me and I'm wrong, well, I'll be happy to admit that I am wrong. I have no problem saying that I'm wrong if I'm wrong. So, in saying that, once again, the phone lines are open, 816-200-0078, or you can text your comment in, your question, call in, and please, like I said, like and share, because so far, you guys is getting the word out just as much as I am. And I thank you guys for it. Now, this here is part 3 of Can You Handle the Truth? Can You Handle the Truth is part 3. Now, this will be the ending of the series of Can You Handle the Truth? We had talked about where the Jews got their name from, the Israelites, the Jews over in Israel now, the Jews today, how they got their name, where they got their name, how they got the land, how they bought the land, how they persuaded and willed and dealed to get the land. We talked about that there were the Khazarian people from Khazaria. I showed you maps of where Khazaria used to be. It's not there no more because the Rus people wiped them out, which were the Russians, the Rus people, and then Genghis Khan came in behind them and finished the job off. Deborah Bland, thank you for coming in. Chanel Watkins, thank you for coming in. Thank you guys, appreciate it. I want you guys to share and like, please. And I talked about how when Genghis Khan finished the nation off, how they ran over to Europe, which they are the Ashkenazi Jews, and went over to Europe and became bankers and loaning money to world governments and kings and queens, and how how they got pissed off with Russia because Russia helped the north of the United States win the Civil War when it was the Confederate War, the North and South. How they sent ships over here to block England, Great Britain, and France from invading and helping the South win. But then how they got mad at Russia, then they went and asked Germany, because in World War I they wanted Germany to win the war because they funded both sides. They played both sides of the coin. So they told Germany, look, we will help you win the war if you give us Israel. Well, Germany said, hey, we can't give you Israel because that doesn't belong to us. We can't do that. So then they said, okay, fine, no problem. So the Ashkenazis, they go over to Great Britain and say, hey, look, we'll help you win the war if you help us, if you give us give us Germany. I'm sorry, give us Israel. They went over to Great Britain and told Great Britain that we will help you win the war if you give us Israel. The Ashkenazi Jews wanted Israel, so they told Great Britain. All this stuff I'm telling you, people, can be researched and fact. Check it out. I did my research. Please do yours. Joe Wright, bless you for coming in. Fawn, thank you for coming in. Bless you, little sister. Now also, the Ashkenazi Jews, they told Great Britain that they would help them win the war if Great Britain gave them Israel. So they said, okay, we'll do that for you. So what happened was the Ashkenazis, who were loaning money throughout across the world, told America, hey, look, you owe us money, you owe us, so therefore we want you to fight in the war. They fought in the war. Great Britain won. Germany lost. Germany became desolate, became a nation of famine, disease, and they was destroyed basically. So then that's when Hitler came on the scene. But there was no bloodshed of those Jews back then. But only when an Ashkenazi Jew shot a German officer in Paris, France, is when all the bloodshed began. Now, this is all getting you caught up from. These are just highlight points. Kevin Hawkins, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. These are just highlight points of the past 2 episodes. Because there are some people here that wasn't here for the past 2 episodes of this series. So I'm just giving you a rundown of what went down these past 2 episodes. But if you want to see these episodes, go back and go to YouTube. As you see up top, go to YouTube and you can see them on YouTube in their entirety. Okay, now, so in saying all that, now we're coming into the final portion of this particular series. But next week is going to start another series. I'm going to tell you what that series is going to be when I finish this one here. But I want to all of for those who don't have Facebook, and if you know someone that don't have Facebook, tell them about the past episodes. But I want to apologize to those who don't have Facebook. And I want you guys to spread the word that I told everyone that I was going to go Facebook Live as well. I was going to go YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live. But due to the fact that in order for me to do the exact same thing I'm doing in YouTube that I'm doing in Facebook, I need assistance, because all the footage and the feeds and the slides and the video footages that I have and that I bring across in Facebook, I want to also bring across in YouTube, on YouTube Live, but I can't do both. So one day I may get some assistance, and then I will be able to go live on YouTube as well. And regarding to the podcast, well, the podcast is still in the making. It's still in the works, but I'm still listening to God on that. He told me to present it, but he haven't told me to launch it. So I'm waiting to hear from God on that. But Part 3 of Can You Handle the Truth? This may be a little short one, but bear with me. You have to understand that that we're in a day and age that whoever wins in any type of war, any type of battle, whoever wins writes the history. They're the ones who write history, the winner. I'm quite sure that all the wars that was fought, all the wars that was fought in America, you know, we wrote and we wrote history. You know, well, they wrote history. We was just here. They wrote history. Okay. I have given you historical, governmental, and a line to show that the people of Israel today is not the real Hebrew people. Now, when I say this, now, I'm not saying this for hatred. I'm not saying this to spread discord. I say this because of knowledge. Knowledge is power, and the Bible says that my people perish for the lack of knowledge. It's just for knowledge purposes. I love everyone. I love everyone. There are people right now that I know don't like me, but it's okay. It's okay. I still love them because that's my job to love them, and I have no problem doing it. I do enjoy loving people, but these facts are not to start riots, not to start war, not to hate anyone, not to start fights, just for information. Because later on down the road, I'm going to bring to you how I believe that we are under the curses of disobedience in Deuteronomy. Curse of Deuteronomy, the curses for being disobedient. I believe that we are under those curses right now, and the reason why there's so much black on black crime, there's so much violence in the community, how we don't support each other, how we always at each other's throat, how we don't do right by each other. I believe that's the reason, because I hear so many people saying what the problem is, giving examples of what the problem is, but there's no solutions on how to fix the problems. There are ideas on solutions, but they're still in working processes. But if we can get to the root of how it happened, well, then we can start from the root, because everything that grows from the root. When you plant it, if it's a good seed or if it's a bad seed, it's going to grow from its roots. And growing from its roots, it can grow to be a bad seed or a good seed. Depends on how you plant the seed, what type of seed you plant. I'm trying to plant good seeds, so the roots can be good roots and good plants and good crops, you know. So I had given a line to show the people of Israel, the real Hebrews of the Bible. They started in Khazaria, moved into Europe, got rich in banking, got power and political power. They pretty much bought the land of Israel, but they were not the real Hebrews of the Bible. I have given you geographical evidence. I have given you historical evidence. Now I'm about to give you scientific evidence. Now, once again, I'm going to say this. if any of this you feel that is above your head, above your way of thinking, go to the past episodes. Look at the past episodes and start there. Or ask me. Ask me. I can give you. I can answer your question. I'll do the best I can to answer your question. Ask me. I'll do the best I can to answer the question. So now, with the scientific evidence, the picking up where we left off last week, when the Ashkenazi Jews was found out that when they had bought the land, they bought Israel, and they were inhabiting Israel, and they took over the names. They took on the names of Joseph and the Hebrew names and the Hebrew culture. Even brought in rabbis and teachers to teach them, original rabbis and teachers, to teach them the culture of the Jew. So in saying all that, then it began to get around that these people were in the land. So the questions start getting asked, are you really the Jews of the Bible? So they were like, well, we are, but let's prove it. So when they started trying to prove it, in 2001, this doctor of the Hebrew University, they did a DNA test. In 2001, it says that virtually all the Jews came from Khazar blood. Now, Khazar, like I said last week, Khazar is over in Europe. So if Khazar is in Europe, how can they be the Hebrew children of the Bible? It's kind of hard to pull that one out. So when they decided to check their blood and found out that they were that their blood was Khazarian, then they began to wonder more about what was going on. So so now even their own people know this. Even other Ashkenazi Jews know this, because there was a Hebrew there's Hebrew literature out there with this Hebrew named Abraham Harkavi. He wrote this in 1867. The Jewish Yiddish language came from the Khazars, not the Hebrews. The language came from the Khazars, not the Hebrews. Because the language they speak now is Yiddish. Not Jewish, not Hebrew, is Yiddish. So that Yiddish came from Khazar, which they should be speaking Hebrew, but they're not. They're speaking Yiddish. And it's saying all that in 1905, there was in the Jewish Encyclopedia, it says that 95% of the persons included in these estimates of Jewish population are Ashkenazian. Now, you have to look. You have to understand that if this is the Jewish Encyclopedia. See, the Jewish Encyclopedia, 1905. How would I know there's a Jewish Encyclopedia? Because I researched the Jewish Encyclopedia. This is the Jewish encyclopedia. This is one of the covers, one of the pages of the Jewish encyclopedia. And with that, this is the actual now if you look at the bottom here where it says no, that's the wrong one. Not I need the I need this one here. This one here. The bottom where it says 1905 Jewish Encyclopedia, volume 11, that's it. Page 583. Well, if you look at this page, not sure how well you can see it, but it says volume 11 or volume 9, whichever one it is, volume 11. But here's, in this page, is page 533. This is page 533. Now, on page 533, this is what it says up close. Probably 95% of the persons included in the estimates of Jewish population are Ashkenazian. As far as can be asserted, the numbers of, are as follows. See where it says Turkey, Europe, 90,000, Asia, 45,000. 45,000. 90,000. 45,000. 90,000 from Europe and Turkey, because that's where Khazarian was in. Khazarian was in close to the continent of Turkey, the country of Turkey. So in saying all that, those were the statistics in the Jewish Encyclopedia of 1905. That was 1905. So, and in saying that, we have to go with another Jewish professor called Polyak, Professor Polyak. Professor Polyak. He said this here: the majority of Eastern Europe Jews are Khazar and Japhetic in origin, not Semitic. Now, let's look at this right here for a second. Let's look at the word Japhetic and Semitic. What does that remind you of? Japhetic and Semitic. Japhetic and Semitic, they are the descendants of two of the sons of Noah, Japhet and Shem. No, Japhet, not Japhet, Japhet, because G wasn't established back then. Japhet and Shem. Now, I forgot. I have it, but I forgot to download the chart that shows who all came from which son. Who all came from which son? I missed that. The Andrew Williams, thank you for coming in. Brian Ely, bless you, man, for coming in. We chatted earlier. Bless you for coming in, man. Nephew, Anthony Hayes, thank you for joining in, my friend. Oh, by the way, You and I need to have a conversation, phone to phone. Let me know when your time's available, my nephew, so we can talk this out. I need to talk to you about something. Ask you a question. Now, bear with me 1 second here. I am going to try to find the chart, because I want you guys to see the chart. If my internet would act right, because I have the chart and I can't remember which file I put it in. I know I put it in one of the files. Bear with me 1 second, please, if you don't mind, good people. Because I really don't want to. Never mind. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to take up too much time. I want to keep moving. But yet and still, he said that the majority of Eastern European Jews are Khazar, and Japhetic in origin, not Semitic. Now, in that chart, it also shows who were the descendants of Japhet, Shem, and Ham, where they came from, who the children are. And with that being there, it is possible to say that there are certain people that's in this country, in the Caribbeans, Hispanic, Spanish nations that are the original people, the original Jews of the Bible. It's not, you can't say that the African American people are the only original, but it's safe to say that there are more out there. Now, I had a conversation, and I was told, why do you care? Why should I care? This is what somebody told me. Why should I care about all of that? All I want to know is the death, burial, and resurrection, that Jesus Christ died on the cross for me. He died, he rose on the third day, he shed his blood for me. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know nothing else but that. But what if God wants us to know more than just that? Because the children of Israel, they knew a lot, but they still turned their back on him. Some of them did. So if we can find out who the original children are, then maybe we can say, hey, look, if the original children of Israel were to acknowledge, look, that they're wrong in what they have done, then maybe things will get a little better. Maybe things get a little better for individuals. As a whole, as a collective, forget about it. Because the Bible says that it's going to get worse before it gets better. So unless God is a liar, I can't believe that, and I know he's not. Can it? If he's a liar, then there are so many things happening today that the Bible said would happen. Now, there are some people that have studied other things, that have read other things that other people have wrote. And there are other people that believe that the Bible is not the Word of God. But I look at it, my thought is this here. If I look at 2 Timothy and what it says about what's going to happen in the last days, how the people will be. And when I look at Matthew, and it says how the world is going to be in the last days, well then, those two sets of scriptures line up identically to what's going on today. So since the word and that's only partial truth, because yes, man did write the book, but the words were inspired by God. The words were inspired by God, even though a man physically wrote it, but the words were inspired by God. Now, I want you guys to understand that when I was talking with my niece about these things, we got into a little heated discussion, because I want to understand that it's more to it than just the death, burial, and resurrection. That's the simplified version. That's the version that we need to know for those who don't want to. Okay, let's do this here. Once again, you take the blue pill. You see how far the rabbit hole goes. Like Neo told Morpheus. Like Morpheus told Neo, you take the red pill, you go to sleep, wake up in your bed, everything stops. Take the blue pill, you see how deep the rabbit hole goes. Now, to see how deep the rabbit hole goes, you have to open your mind to what's being said, to what you hear, because Bible and science go hand in hand. Some people just believe in science and not Bible, or they believe in Bible and not science. But Bible and science go hand in hand. They go together. They have to. Because how did they find their way in the Old Testament, in the biblical days of the Old Testament? How did they find their way around without no maps, without no compasses, without Siri, without Google? How do they find their way around? They use the stars. And using stars is astrology, and astrology is science. So if you don't, so how did the wise men find baby Jesus, baby Yeshua? They followed the star. So we have to understand that Bible and science go together. I got off track. My bad, people. Shakita Hicks, thanks for coming in. Bless you, sister. Got off track a little bit because I was trying to find that chart, but apparently I couldn't find it. So let's move right along. So and this is Jewish history at Tel Aviv University. That's a well-known university. Tel Aviv, a well-known university. That was one professor. Another professor, Shaloma Sand, and these were two Jewish professors, which they are Jewish professors, which their people is who they're talking about. He also says that Jews are not a race and have no Israelite connection. 2007. Jews are not a race and have no Israelite connection. Now I want you guys to understand something here. When I do my research, I just don't research I study. I study. I study what I'm researching. I search and find what I research. And if it does not point back to the Bible, point back to God, well, I can't speak on it. I will listen. I will listen from beginning to end. I will read from beginning to end. And if it doesn't line up with God or the book, I discard it. Because I cannot bring to you something that cannot be led back to God. Because in 2019, there are so many people being led astray by the enemy. The enemy is the devil, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Baal. So many people are being led astray. So I have to, through my studies, I have to research and make sure I'm bringing to you guys correctness. Because this stuff is out here, don't get mad because I'm speaking, saying that the Jews over in Israel are not the original Hebrew, the original Hebrews of the Bible. I'm going off of literature, off of documentation, off of research that other people have done. Because when we was growing up, we had no way of researching this stuff. There was no internet when I was growing up. There was no Facebook. There was no Google. There was no none of this when I was growing up. I was an adult when the cell phones came about. I was an adult when the first cell phones. So therefore, from all those years of growing up, I had no way of learning this stuff. So if I had no way of learning this stuff, how would I have known? I wouldn't. And that's how our parents, our grandparents, that's why they didn't know. Because the resources wasn't available to them to find out. Now the resources are available to us. And some of us do not want to research and find out the truth. Russell Collins, bless you, man of God. Preacher, thanks for coming in. A lot of us do not want to research. We want to stay blind. We want to be like this. Live our life like this and just say, look, I'd rather not know, because if I know, it makes me responsible. But if anyone has ever heard the name Jesus or Yeshua, which is the same person, you are held accountable. You are responsible. You are responsible. Now, back to this slide again, where it says the Jews are not a race. They have no Israelite connection. So they are in the land. They are there in the land. But people, we will believe anything that is told to us. We would rather be told what to do or showed what to do versus doing it ourselves. I see that oh so often, how we just allow things to happen. We are sheeple. Sheep people. Sheeple. They tell us what to think. They tell us what to buy. They tell us what to eat. Because we own no media. We don't own no television stations. We don't own any of the resources that they can put in front of us. And those of us that own something, we don't support it. I was asked a question today. Why? Why is there so much going on in the community? Why is there so much violence and killing and discord and chaos? I have my theory, but I want to see if anyone else have a theory out there, because so many times that I'm on broadcast and no one says anything. No one asks questions. No one responds. I don't know who's out here or not. I don't know who came in and left or still here or not, because no one responds. But maybe because I think maybe because this is new. I don't know. Or maybe they just say, hey, I don't want to. Steve Harris, bless you for coming in, man of God. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining. But nevertheless, what do you guys think could be a solution to rectify this situation? Anybody? What do you think a solution can be to rectify this situation? But nevertheless, my thoughts are, because we're under the curses of Deuteronomy, the disobedience, for being disobedient. Deuteronomy 38, the curses of being disobedient. We need to go back and read the book and find out where it all started. Find out where it began. But once we have did that, we have to understand, even though we researched and we analyzed and we dissected that, there's still powers that be still pulling the puppet strings. There's still a puppet master that's pulling the puppet strings. The puppet master. Because we're still in the last days of the church age. And we're still headed for the New World Order. We're still headed for concentration camps. We are still headed for the Antichrist. These lessons that I brought to you these past 3 weeks does not take away from what's going to happen. I want to give people an idea, another way of thinking, so you can try to change your way of thinking, change your mindset, to try to change someone else's mindset, to get closer to God, to get their seat guaranteed to the kingdom of heaven. Because once you're dead, that's it. No repenting. No, I'm sorry. It's over. But if you understand why things are the way it is, then you have a better outlook and a better way to get yourself connected to Christ. But the puppet masters still are out there, and the puppet masters have a book. And the book is this. This is the book. The New World Order. Now, yes, this is the actual book. This is the actual book. And by it being the actual book, let's just go down the book and see what let's go down the book and see what can we find in this book. What can we find in this book? It's written by Ralph Epperson, the Great Seal of the United States. I'm gonna scroll slowly, just so you guys can see what the beginning of this book entails. Because I do have this, and if anyone wants a copy of this book or my notes, I'll be gladly to get it to you. I will gladly get it to you. I'll email it to you, text it to you, however you want to receive it. I'll get it to you. This is the actual book of the New World Order. This is the book they go by. The elite, the Illuminati, the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Bushes. This is the book. Let's take a look at some of the table of contents. Just look at the table of contents. You got Freemasonry, you got Freemasons down there. You got becoming a god, Lucifer worship, secret societies, the New Age movement, which is a New Age religion that is out there, which is saying, "Do what thou wilt." Aleister Crowley, "Do what thou wilt." You can be a god. You are a god. So that is the New Age movement, which is New Age religion. Concealed mysteries, serpents, stars, and suns, East and West. These are just some of the topics in this book, people. This isn't something I made up. 33rd degree Masonry, ethics, situation ethics. This I didn't make this stuff up, people. Let me see. Now, there was something that someone put out here once before about the black family. Attack on property, attack on nationalism. It's in there. It's in here. Just got to want it. The people, it's out there. It's out there. Knowledge is out there. Truth is out there. It's not going to come to you. You got to go get it. Now, if you want to take that red pill and stay asleep, that's fine. That's fine. No problem with that. No problem. That's you. Terrence McDaniel, Sam Noah, thank you for coming in. Bless you guys. But like I said before, this here will end the series of Can You Handle the Truth? This is a 3-part series in this one. You can go to YouTube and check out the other episodes, 1 and 2. But next week, a new series starts. It's piggybacking off of these series, but these series is a little bit different because there are so many people of all races and all nationalities know and are saying that they are not the Jews of the Bible. They're saying that the Jews of the Bible are not the Jews of the Bible. But no one is asking, Who is? Who are? No one's asking who are. Next week, I'm going to jump in to who are the children, the Hebrews of the Bible, the Jews of the Bible. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to go in on that. There's some stuff that's going to mess your head up. There's some stuff that you're going to that just like these series, you're not going to believe. You'll only believe it if you go fact check me and see that either I'm right or I'm wrong. But this is Leonard McKenzie. I am here every Monday at 8 o'clock. I will be here next Monday unless God says something different or unless they shut me down. Earlier tonight, my internet acted up, my stuff acted up before I even got started. But all day long, everything was fine. But I want you guys to know this here, that no matter if you believe it or not, it's still going to happen. Believe it or not, it's still going to happen. I want you guys to let people know, those who don't have a Facebook, to go on Facebook. Go on Facebook. I'm sorry. Go on YouTube. You can see the channel up top. Go to YouTube. Go to the Watchman channel on YouTube and get prior episodes. But next week, people, we're going to tackle who are the real Jews of the Bible. Not to start a fight, not to start rumors, not to start a fight, not to start hate, but to encourage, enlighten, equip, educate, and to edify. That is the duties of a watchman, to educate, empower, encourage, equip, and edify. Good people. I thank you guys for joining in. Those who came and stayed, those who came and left, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You don't know how much I appreciate you guys coming in and joining me, but I want you guys to let your friends know that the Watchman is out here. We're on the wall, and we got your back. I love you. Nothing you can do about it. You can't change it. You can't stop it. But what I can say is this here, is by everything that's going on, you have to know that no matter what goes down, God is still in control. Bless you, good people. Bless you, good people. You guys, stay blessed. Until next Monday at 8 o'clock, I'll see you soon. Blessings.